Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Kira K. Dixon, and this is your Golf Central update. Taking a look at the final leaderboard from Mayakoba, Russell Henley dusted the field by 4 shots. Brian Harman finishing second, his best finish since the 2017 U.S. Open. Scottie Scheffler ended up tied for third, just missing out on a chance to retake the top spot in the world rankings. Two-time defending champion Viktor Hovland finished tied for 10th. Now, since his last win in Houston, Henley had 4 previous 54-hole leads and couldn't close the deal. Now, that included the 2020 CJ Cup at Shadow Creek, where he fired a final round 70 and ended up tied for third. And earlier this year at the Sony Open, Henley shot 65 on Sunday, but watched as Hideki Matsuyama shot 63 to force a playoff and then posted an eagle on the first extra hole. After winning, Henley didn't hide from his past final round defeats.
I just choked. You know, the nerves have gotten to me, and I've made bad mistakes, bad mental mistakes, and just haven't gotten it done on Sunday. And so put myself in position a decent amount, but just haven't gotten it done. So to come out and kind of do everything pretty well today, I cheated green and keep it pretty clean, and just play steady was nice. And you know, I don't think I would have done it unless I kind of failed so many times.
When that final putt dropped on 18 and you won, what was the emotion like for you? What was kind of running through your
Yeah, I mean, kind of walking up 18, I kind of felt like I wanted to cry a little bit. It was almost like just a little bit of emotion, just so much happiness, looking back at the times where I kind of choked. I mean, I remember at Greensboro a couple years ago, just should have easily won the tournament. Was just playing great and didn't get it done, and it was such a tough feeling because I'd put in a lot of work, like we all do, and just you know, choked. And so it was just a lot of emotion thinking about how those moments have kind of, I'm still here, I'm still fighting, and I just can't believe that I got it done. So I don't know if that helps.
After your 4th win on the PGA Tour, what would be the next goal? Do you have the majors in sight? Obviously, you contended on the 2021 US Open and the other majors, but making a Ryder Cup team, what would be the goal for next year?
I think I've always dreamed of winning a major and dreamed of making a Ryder Cup team or a President's Cup team. Those are high on the list. I would love to do those things. I mean, you know, it's so hard to make one of those teams and to win a major. I mean, it's just so hard to win out here. Everybody is so good and it's so competitive. So yeah, I definitely would like to do that. I'd like to just keep putting myself in position to win any tour event because they're just so difficult and it's so much fun, you know, to put yourself and kind of see what you're made of and see what your game's made of and see if the hard work you put in has paid off. And that's kind of why we play.
And elsewhere at Mayakoba, 2023 will hopefully be a better season for Harry Higgs. Higgs had just 4 finishes better than tied for 36th last season. He lost his fully exempt status, went to the Korn Ferry Tour Finals, and missed 3 cuts there too. He was only in Mayakoba on a sponsor's exemption and took advantage of it Friday when he shot 62. Higgs hoping a good showing in Mexico is the start of a big year.
I have had a lot of poor days and a lot of consecutive poor days. And then I've also had, not as many as I would like, but I've had some days that were great, where I had full control, I was making good decisions, I was kind of, you know, as we all say, getting out of my own way. I was not doing that maybe 2-3 times a month. I feel like I did a good job. I made one poor decision yesterday. I feel like obviously today is today. You didn't make any poor decisions. You shot 9 under par, and it's only going to get more difficult now, right? It's tomorrow. Like I have a lot to play. We all have a lot to play for, but I have a lot to play for. Like I had a very poor year by my standards, and am kind of fighting uphill for the entirety of this year. This week is a bonus that Worldwide Technologies, you know, gave me a sponsor's exemption, and for the last probably 4, 5, 6 months, I show up to go. I'm preparing the same way. I'm probably borderline working too hard and too much at home and here, and a few too many times, almost all the time, I go on the first tee for a competitive round, and I don't really know what's going to happen, which is a really not fun place to be. And there's doubt and uncertainty for every one of us, and we all have to deal with it and fight through it. But I felt like from the start yesterday afternoon until I finished today, that I allowed myself, and this is something that I usually am good at, I allowed myself to, as I would say, spiral upwards, to continuously start to feel more and more comfortable, from good decision making, like thinking through shots and where to miss and all this, good club selection and kind of like good, I guess in a way, visualization before I hit it, but then also just trust. Like, my golf swing still doesn't feel as I want it to feel. And I don't know that it's going to, right? But clearly that doesn't really matter. If I can continue tomorrow to spiral upwards and feel more and more comfortable and more certain in what I'm doing, then I love my chances, right? But I also have to be careful when I hit a poor shot or make a bad decision to not react as poorly as I have been, because that spirals me straight down. I mean, and then it's just an uphill battle. And honestly, I've acted so poorly for so long at shots that were not even really that bad that I don't have a chance to gain that certainty and gain that kind of, it's confidence, right? So, long-winded answer, it's everywhere. But I know what the problem is. I'm too self-aware too. Like, I know when it's going on, and I know when it's bad how I act, and I know when it's good how I act. So I'm going to get away from all of this and rest and relax and think about kind of how the last 2 days have gone, and just kind of focus on a thing or two that is not my golf swing and not what club do I hit here, about how to continue to spiral upwards and give myself the best chance heading into the weekend.
And back-to-back good weeks for Seamus Power, who is now up to 29th in the world rankings, has a good shot for Luke Donald's Ryder Cup team coming up in 2023, followed his win last week with a third-place tie in Mexico, and he believes that one good week leads to another on the PGA Tour.
Confidence is a huge thing in golf, and especially in wind and a course like this. Sometimes you're lining up down like a hazard line or down, something like that, and you got to hit it with some confidence. And I think, after the win last week, one, you're playing a little freer, I think, and two, your confidence is high, you're feeling good about your game. So I think all that helps, especially on a golf course like this with, there's a lot of trouble out there, a lot of hazards. So you got to kind of commit and hit a lot of shots with confidence.
Curious about the 5-week break, more of a mental break or a physical break? Do you think that you needed in the 5 weeks?
I think you do. I mean, it's just a lot of tournaments. The last season, I played a lot of tournaments when I added, because, at the start of the year, like the match play, I wouldn't have been in or either any of the 4 majors. So for me, adding those to the schedule as I was going along was a little tricky, because there's a lot of other courses you like and that. So I feel like I probably overplayed a little bit. So that 5 weeks was huge, just to get the fun, as I said, back into the game, just to get the energy levels back up, and just kind of that that desire to be just out there on the golf course. And so I was able to do that, and I guess I said I feel great right now.